for. You're not my lady, for the record. Oh, that's off. That I didn't even think that would go live when I said that. So yeah, welcome guys.
Here
Sorry
we
for the
are.
weird start. Here we are. What are you guys entry buzzing on? Please fill it in the chat. We love how many people have shown up already, and excited for those that are here. As you guys know, this is the last 3 months samples, and we got Copper and Cask. It is a Canadian 16-year whiskey, Armagnac and port finished.
Nice.
Bottled in November of 2023, Alberta, Canada. I can only assume this is that one. Seagram's one is in the. I don't even know. I think
no
it is.
idea.
Actually, if Broaskatesquaswaza, he might know because he lives in Alberta. He lives in Calgary.
Nice.
So
I actually know nothing about Copper and Cask. I've never had any. I don't know. I didn't even know it was Canadian. So this is all fresh for me.
Yeah, that's the story. So it was Christmas, and I was at my favorite liquor store, one that Sean Ciaro has been to. It's a Veterans Liquor in Colorado Springs, and that's where I got bottles like not Eagle Rare 17, but I got close to that. But I got a William LaRue Weller from them. I got a Pappy 15 from them. I got almost everything below that from them. They were a great crew. But when I was there, I was like, hey, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I'm getting a bottle or two for. And this is it. And so the guy was like, something special, something you never seen before. It's a 16-year, 120-ish proof. It's specifically 119.8, 16-year cigar blend. And so the nice thing was they had normally I don't do this, but they had a tasting license. And I'm like, you want to, like, the guy that kind of helped me out with it, I was like, you want to find out what it tastes like? I don't remember much because I was trying to be like, keep it cool for the drink along.
Yeah,
I do remember it had some nice maturity to it. It's all about cool. I remember. But so what do we got? We got Max. He's sipping on Old Elk cigar cut, which is a good idea.
Yeah,
prepping some samples. Me and Max made just a swap yesterday.
Awesome.
Or was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was yesterday. But I realized that Max really loves Jack Daniel's, that single malt, the Oloroso finished one.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked it, but I was like, but if Max loves this, maybe we could do like a sample trade and I'll give him the 2/3 or more of my bottle.
Nice.
And he's got some good things coming our way.
Awesome.
So we'll hopefully put it in our pool, or maybe even we'll have to do an episode on one. I'll tell you right now, Brian, he's sending us 2 1-ounce pours, which I respect because it's a very special sample of Coy Hill.
Oh, dang.
So it's a 139, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Max. And then he's also sending Seagrass Gold, which apparently you have one of, but
yes,
he sent 2 samples of that. Cool. Or he's going to send 2 samples of that so we can put it in our pool.
Yeah.
And maybe even do an episode if we'd like. So,
yeah, appreciate you doing that. Like I had done a trade with him too, and I got some samples of that because I wanted, I wanted. So yeah.
Have you sipped it yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, maybe you should wait. I don't know. Do whatever you want.
I don't know.
We got Ben friggin' Klepsig in the house, and we haven't been highlighting some of these.
Oh yeah. You know what? Actually, today you're the only one who can do that because I'm not logged into the whole stream thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'll be on.
So we won't be clicking on each other here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've got this whole grand idea of doing a little blind for myself with the sample that I got, where I've got the gold from Max and the gray and the normal. And actually I think I have 2 different batches of the normal too, so I can kind of do a little 4 blind here. But I am same kind of cigar route here. I got some Joseph Magnus, so sipping this for now for the entry buzz.
So what was I just thinking? I haven't had many. Actually, why don't you know more than me? I guess we both know probably equal amount. What is a cigar blend? Is it smoky like a cigar? Or is it is there a special thing? Which I mostly know the answer to, but what do you know about it before we
so yeah, I'll tell you what I know, and I didn't do research, so this could be wrong. So either fix what I say or fill in the gaps. But cigar blends, the intent is for it to be an incredibly flavorful, finished, powerful flavor. And so they will common finishes that go into cigar blends would be like cognac, Armagnac, all the yaks,
Yak Attack.
It's sherry maybe. They wanted to just get a whole bunch of fruity liqueur flavor, not liqueur, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And they will blend some together. Maybe it's some in a cognac, some in an Armagnac. They'll blend the two different casks together, and then that'll be a cigar cut or whatever. So it's intended to be super flavorful to be able to complement a cigar well.
Love me a cigar every now and then. So now I'm realizing this was the last drink along. The Barrel private release. It was called the Podcaster Yak Attack. And now I understand why they call it the Yak Attack, because it was a Armagnac finished rye.
Nice.
And it just hit me now. Which is what I'm entry buzzing on, actually. What are you entry buzzing? Oh no, you mentioned you're doing the what is it? What do they call it again?
Joseph Magnus.
I was about to say Murray Hill, but I believe they're related.
Yeah, same distillery or independent bottlery kind
same
of
company,
thing. Yeah, company. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
but anyway, yeah, I've never had anything beyond the cigar blend from Joseph Magnus. I will say I only just kind of like it, and I have no intention of buying another Joseph Magnus. It's just like for the value's not there, but it is delicious. So yeah.
Before we get into drinking, guys, I want to tell you, especially you, what's the Patreon, beautiful people. I mentioned it in the post on Patreon, but we got 3 amazing pours coming up. We have a Gordon and MacPhail independent bottler that did a 13-year, I think it was even a cask strength Kalila, which I'm really excited about. Is it
the Kalila that's in the drink along?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if it was that or the other one.
The Old Forester one?
No, never mind. Keep going.
No. So yeah, we have Gordon MacPhail Kalila. We have a what is the other? Oh, JT Mellick rice whiskey. That's a 4-year cask strength. But I'll tell you this, it sounds lame. A 4-year cask strength rice whiskey. The one I did have that was a very similar. It was a single barrel. This one's a small batch, but the single barrel I did have blew my mind. Like I was like, why are we not doing this more often? And even just for a 4-year. I mean, it was aged in Louisiana, so it probably had a little more humidity and heat going into it. But it was like, it reminded me of like a 12-year bourbon cask strength that was really good. Like better than, like I would give it a 9+, the one that I did have.
Yeah.
That being said, we have one of those.
That's been a big surprise for everyone. The JT Mellick, everyone who's tasted it has gone in with rice whiskey expectations and then has been like blown away. So I think that'll be a really, really fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, Bryan, you were the one who got me that sample, or maybe you got it from someone else.
Yeah, I can't even remember.
Yeah. But it was like a half bottle sample too.
Yeah.
And it was good. The third option that's going down is a Rare Character Exceptional Series release, which is a Kentucky straight malt. And it's like a 12-year. No, it's a 12-year, 11 months or something like that.
Almost 13. It's like 12-year, 11 month or something like that.
So they're going to be amazing. I'm literally, I have every bottle packed in its box. I need to add the little printout saying what it is, why we love you, and then put some labels on it. And you guys will be couriered these things within the next 2 weeks at the very least.
And to hype the Exceptional Series a little more. So that is the liquid inside is from Heaven Hill, distilled by Heaven Hill.
And single malt.
You might remember that there was a what is it called? The Heaven Hill special Parker's Heritage. There was a Parker's Heritage that was, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, that was malt, 65% malt. And I don't know if Heaven Hill just didn't like it very much or something, but they basically sold it all to Rare Character. And Rare Character realized how good it was, and they've been releasing it as Exceptional Series bottlings. But that liquid inside is Parker's Heritage 65% malt from Heaven Hill.
That's pretty cool. No, I'm glad. Yeah. And then we've already picked up one bottle for the next 3 months, but we'll hold off on that one too.
Yeah.
We'll wait until a few months then to be, but it is a good one. It's allocated and rare. So,
and one more too. I don't think it was the Kalila. I think the Gordon MacPhail is the Glen Grant.
No, you sent me the Kalila.
That's what I want to hear, because
Okay.
the Kalila is better than the Glen Grant. So
Oh,
that's
good.
awesome.
Yeah. And the Kalila, I mean, like I don't know if we've done an Isla on drink-alongs yet.
Oh,
So
cool.
I think this might be the first. So it'll be pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some cool people, including Max, who basically I just needed to send him last 3 months worth of drink logs because he's a new Patreon member. How
Yeah.
beautiful is he? And if he
Yeah.
has a significant
Gorgeous.
other, how beautiful are they?
Dude,
Um,
Max works out. I don't know if you knew that, but
no,
Max.
I heard, and whatever he's got going on, beauty is what it is. So what do you say we pour, guys, and oh, this like
Whatever he's
had
got
some
going
pressure
on.
in the bottle and like sprayed a little bit on my hand when I popped that cork. Oh, let me do this properly, guys. Oh, that was weak.
I liked it though. That was low register.
Yeah, that was low register. Guys, cheers to you. Cheers to you for joining us. Cheers to you for supporting us. Whether you're a Patreon or not, we love having you here. And this, I mean, you don't get opportunities to drink 120 proofer 16-year-old cigar blend whiskeys too often. And I hope that you guys are loving what's coming in. But also, real quick shout out and real quick just PSA. If you run across a few bottles of something that you're like, I would love to recommend this to Cole and Bryan for a drink along, just reach out easily, just on Instagram or whatever. Just say, hey, I ran across 2 or 3 bottles of this. Are you guys interested? And we'll tell you yes or no. And no harm there. So, oh yeah, smell it up. We got Miles giving some notes. Give it the old spin, Jay.
Buttery. You say
job.
popcorn, I'm thinking salty now. The ABV intensity is a little higher than I was thinking, but I'm trying to fight through that and get a little flavor.
Ben says, best part of my day. Mind you, I'm cleaning the basement. So. Max says, copper and Cask is everywhere in my area. Really? I guess it's a Midwesty thing. Although I did see the independent, or the bottled in or something was like Rhode Island. Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, sees it every store. Never tried it. Looking forward to it. So yeah.
Musty.
I'm getting like my first note, and this is just going with my gut on the nose notes. Pear, not strong, not like a single malt pear note, but almost like it's a Armagnac finish. That doesn't mean pears, that means grapes, but it is fruity in that way.
Yeah, Jim said musty. I really like that. It's got mustiness that like kind of makes me be like, oh wow, like pull my nose away a little bit. Kind of musty. Yeah.
Sean says, is that natural color? Very dark. I imagine that's a little bit of the Armagnac and port that's showing up on the finish. We got a second for the buttery popcorn.
Yeah.
Do I hear like thirds?
Kind of leathery. Yeah.
I forget. This doesn't, I think it doesn't mention, I mean, it is a, it doesn't say it's like a rye. It just, it's a high corn whiskey. So in Canada, they're not going to call it a bourbon. They might call it a rye, but they're not going to call it a bourbon. So it might be, you know how they do it in Canada. They might use base spirits. In a way, it's kind of similar to what you'd expect. Maybe not as good as Found North, where they're taking Canadian juice, mixing it to a certain ratio or something like that. But it says high corn, so don't expect this to be like a rye.
We got a stewed plum note from Ben too that I really like.
Oh, white wine. I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
So I took a sip already, and it was a roller coaster for me.
Really?
The landing was like immediately like, wow, this is really delicious. A lot of flavor right up front. And then like mid palate, it kind of took like a bitter turn for me where I was like, maybe. But then when the finish comes back, the finish just has tons of that kind of cognac, Armagnac-y kind of, and like wininess on the finish. So
that was a ride. While you explained all that, I was experiencing all that.
I know.
Note for note. It is 3 parts. I don't know if anyone else got that. At least 3 parts. But yeah, up front, super sweet. Blooming with fruits, but then it changes into this, like, I wouldn't say bitter on the so much on the mid palate, but it is it just changes. It turns more grapey to me, and then on the finish, it like
Grapey.
yeah. Let me try this again.
Love the grapey there, and also, while I love buttery popcorn, I absolutely hate and cannot stand the
Jelly bean.
butter popcorn jelly bean.
Yeah, but I'm getting that on the finish.
I know, I am
yeah,
too. It's like this, like sweet, sugary,
Yeah.
but it's still got that butter.
A little
popcorn.
synthetic,
So
but yeah,
it's
but
like,
still, I mean, I like it, but
I don't
a little,
like the
yeah,
jelly
you can tell.
bean, but yeah, it is fun and interesting on this.
Miles is on board. He said finish the butter popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max is saying lots of initial or lots of initial sweetness becomes sour in the mid palate and spicy finish with some sweetness coming through. Sean chimed in. He said, usually not a fan of cognac finishes, but here goes first. Cheers. Cheers to you, Sean. Let us know what you think. Grape on the longer finish for sure. Man, you kind of ruined it with that jelly bean note, because I used to love that note, or I love that candy, like the toast or
specifically the butter popcorn one.
But now it's like, it's like synthetic to an extent, and you gotta
it's very
expect
synthetic.
Let me try to get this overripe banana that I think Sean and Ben are talking about.
That nose is just so dusty musty still. It's cool though. It's unique. I mean, it takes a weird whiskey to have such a dusty musty nose.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. If you were to take away the port finish and the Armagnac finish, you would have aged vodka. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to search for anything else.
So non or used barrels. Like when you age base spirit in used barrels, it just doesn't. It's not like an American where it's like you got to really pick up that new charred barrel or something like that.
Right.
I don't hate that. I think the port finish and the Armagnac finish brings this out a little more. But if you were to strip that away, I don't think I would like this whiskey, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like it would just be a light whiskey. Just a
exactly. 100%. And at 120, it's not too bad. This would stand up to a cigar, says Ben. I can drink this with a cigar. I didn't realize that like certain whiskeys go really well with a cigar until I had Matt Porter's what was it? It was a Nulu Rye that he picked.
Yeah. Was that
I had it with a cigar. And I'm a once or twice a year cigar guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, what the heck is this? Like, it was like perfect for the cigar. Yeah. And shout out to Ben Klepsave, because I think maybe it was before that, but I think he was the guy that sent the cigar.
Yeah.
What a baller.
Max says super different from the Old Elk cigar cut. A lot more in your face flavors, some red berry notes. That is exactly how I feel. I just sipped the Joseph Magnus again. And the Joseph Magnus almost tastes not finished relative to this. This is such a journey and so fruity, and a lot of that berry notes carries on the finish for a really long time. Whereas with the Joseph Magnus, the finish is more like traditional bourbon, and not a lot of the finishing flavors. So this is like uber finished.
Sean took his sip and he's saying Scotch tape. And at first I was like, Scotch what? But then I realized that's a brand, not a type of whiskey. Scotch tape up in the front, white tape. Grape and popcorn jelly bean, banana and flat sweet syrup in the middle. I forgot, you might not know this, Max, but we always like to do a little water, coming to your, this might do well proof down. We always like to do it 3 ways. So,
I just added my
some of those drops, and that's how we do it on the drink alongs. And you guys can chime in what you're thinking on the nose with some water. Ooh, maple syrup. Maybe that's just because Dramhound is in Vermont likely right now. So
yeah, it just smells like maple syrup everywhere.
Yeah, everything smells like maple. Joking.
If your house is made out of wood,
brandy rye is perfect. Oh man, I haven't had that one. I've had his apple brandy bourbon. The hardcore one. Is that the one you're talking about, Dram Hound, or does he have a rye too?
Nose, I'm not getting mustiness anymore. I'm getting more fruit, just cleaner, crisper fruit.
I'm with you. A little more apples.
I like that.
It's not bright. It's more baking apples.
Yeah,
I would say like mash bill number 1 for Buffalo Trace is like bright, fresh apples. This is baking apples to me.
Yeah, more port on the nose with water from Miles. Yeah, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. And then Jim's saying, really questioning my proof estimation capabilities. We can all grow, Jim. We could all grow. Even Bryan has his moments.
I know. I'll nail a couple, but then I'll guess like 95 on a 120.
Yeah. I think you won last week. No, we tied. No,
it depends.
Not giving anything away.
Our last week or the listeners' last week?
To come in a few weeks, because we record the drink alongs or the reentry buzz a little ahead, but
we did. Yeah, we did tie though. Yeah. It was a good tie.
It was a high scoring tie. That's for sure.
And it was good because we didn't accumulate points from the exact same things. So it was a little bit here and a little bit there for each of us, and it ended up being a tie. So that was good.
Dramhound says pretty much everything smells like maple syrup up here. So okay, Dramhound, hit us up on Instagram. I know Dramhound, I'm sure you're okay with saying this, but he's had to fix up his new house a little bit. But is it awesome living in Vermont? Actually, Vermont is one of the 4 states I've never been to. I've been to everyone but Alaska, North Dakota, Vermont, and Michigan.
But you've been to Maine.
I've been to Maine. Yep. Been to Portland and Acadia and
nice.
So Sean says we're falling behind. I'm getting super sweet nose. Actually, that's a really good point, Sean. This does remind me of a rum.
Oh yeah. I 100%. Really like that rum. That might be my favorite note so far.
Yeah.
Oh, by
or
the
at least
way,
the most. Absolutely, that's it. Yeah.
As behind as we are already, I gotta say, Sean Ciaro, for the longest time when I was an early listener, I thought it was like a username thing, and I thought it was Sean.
It was both.
CRO.
No, it was both. His original I forget. It was I think it was his Patreon name. It was CRO. But that's how I remembered how to pronounce his last name.
I thought I made it up, but
no, you got it.
Overall,
I don't see any apple unless it's rotting baked. That's funny.
Yeah.
Wait, so overall, Sean, okay. When I was thinking about it, I was like, it's Memorial Day. And shout out, I really want to make this clear that shout out to all those who have served in the military. Yeah, absolutely. Ding, ding, ding. I didn't want to take away from any of that by being like, we're drinking along on Memorial Day. Thank you for your service if you served. And even Sean, you're not a military member, Sean, but you are a service member in some sort of way. I don't know if that applies on Memorial Day, maybe Labor Day or something like that. Who knows? But Sean works in the force.
Very cool.
Not the centrifugal force. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Bitter, more of a bitter note with some water.
Overall,
I'm getting rum is it, man. Especially like a somewhat aged rum, maybe a year aged rum or something like that.
Yeah, I'm all about the wine notes here. The wine cask finish is all I'm getting is wine cask finish and rum sweetness. I like that a lot.
Okay, so Max, I've flown through Detroit, but I don't count that because here's the thing about Michigan is that you don't go to Michigan unless you're intending to go to Michigan. Especially driving or something like that. It's not on the way to Wisconsin. It's not on the way to Illinois or Indiana. It is, you got to intend to go to Michigan. So I hope to go to Michigan. I mean, I lived in Wisconsin for a little bit. I went to Rhinelander, which is close to the northern, or the upper peninsula. But
I'm trying to figure out why Max was surprised that you hadn't been to
Michigan. Well, because
Michigan.
He's in the Midwest, and a lot of people just go to Michigan randomly.
A lot of people just go to Michigan? I mean, I've traveled a lot. I haven't been to Michigan. I don't know.
Nah. It's Michigan.
Look what I got in here.
Actually, so this is funny. Both insurance companies I've worked for that deal with personal lines, meaning auto or homeowners, I am on a team that deals with Michigan, but I've never been to Michigan. So Yeah. Jedi Force. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up, Ben, because yeah, Sean is a Jedi.
Jedi
And,
Force. Very
yeah,
good. Very good.
yeah.
Closest I've been to Michigan is putting a mitten on my hand. That's the closest I've ever been.
Drenhound says, yeah, he's cool with letting us know where he lives, but I won't dox you, Grimhound. Plus, everyone loves you, so who would dox you? So many home issues. New roof. Oh, I'm sorry, Drenhound. The service on the council, the Jedi Council. CRO, nice. Yeah,
CRO.
that's what taught me. Yeah,
you got to go ice. This
okay,
ice
nice. Let's do it.
is actually pretty interesting.
Really?
Very, very fruity on the nose. Like it literally
Okay.
tastes like or smells like juice to me on the nose. So sugary. And then on the palate, even with ice, it remains very viscous and very like syrupy sweet still on the palate with just tons of fruit notes. It's very enjoyable with ice.
Dramhound said Michigan is great. And Max says UP is awesome. The Upers, Valentine Distilling and Mayor Pingree. But also, what's that one? New Holland is in, and they do nothing great yet. But we did one episode on the New Holland stout finished bourbon or something like that. It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was really special notes. Like it tasted like chocolate icing on a cake.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
All like, you know, I can respect a good chocolate note, but it is one of my least favorite notes personally.
Normally I feel the same, but the episode we just did with Kings County, I was like, this is a dark chocolate note as opposed to like your typical like sixlets or like weird milk chocolate note.
It's when it's a dry chocolatey that's almost like a Tootsie Roll. That's when I'm like full out.
I'm with you.
Like I don't want any of that. Yeah. I'm glad Ben ran to go get ice real quick. I'm going out on a limb here and saying I think ice is my favorite pour.
I think Sean agrees with you.
Yeah,
and I agree with you.
Yeah.
And this is like the perfect mixture of whiskey, rum, and like port or Armagnac. I'm gonna go with Armagnac as opposed to port.
Yeah.
I love Armagnac, for the record. I've had some killer Armagnacs in my past. So good that it proved to me that a Sazerac cocktail is actually better with Armagnac or with like French brandy than it is with rye whiskey.
Okay. So Max, the dragon's milk you're talking about, is that is there also a stout beer that's finished in the dragon's milk barrels? Because I've had the beer
I think they just keep flipping them. But Max can make that more clear because he's from the Midwest.
Ben likes the
New
ice
Holland
too. Very good.
Traverse City. Didn't even think of Traverse City. Yeah.
Jim, if you're out there, if you still want to drink some more, try it with ice, man. It's real good.
Yeah, I agree. It's just more consistent, which I normally love complex whiskey, but in this case, I appreciate the consistency that shows up with the ice pour.
Oh yeah, you're right. There isn't a roller coaster like there was.
Not as much. Yeah.
And it's just fun. Like the ice makes it fun. It makes it delicious the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, so Sean says ice pour still does something to me that makes it slightly sweet icing, similar to what I get and don't like on Nika. So yeah, that's the funny thing about Nika Coffee Grain to me.
Yeah,
is that it's like pure caramel, almost like caramel icing or something. That's just me. And it's almost too much sometimes.
Yeah.
New Holland Dragon Milk is a strong stout. Yes. If you go to the Midwest, Miles, which you're retired, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. And when you do visit Michigan, stop in Richmond on the way up. You know what I'm saying?
And go a little south and say hi to Max. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Max says, yeah, they have a stout from what I know. I've only tried the whiskey. Jim says, never been partial to rum, but based on the rum comments, I might have to try again. You got to get aged stuff. I don't like white rum.
Yeah.
I'll do a daiquiri cocktail or like other rum cocktails, and I have to do it with aged rum. Or even, okay, hear me out. I've mentioned this at least once before on a rum old fashioned. Half the sweet, double the bitters, same amount of rum as whiskey. It is blow your mind good.
I will definitely make that. I've got a nice high proof rum, but am remembering now Diplomatico, super solid.
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's my favorite age rum. It's
and if
Venezuelan.
there was a rum Jim needed to try, it's Diplomatico. So maybe I'll
Absolutely.
get
Just the
some of
green
that from him.
label, the greenish bottle one is so
Oh, I was
good.
thinking the Diplomatico is that kind of black and white looking one.
Yeah. But it's got like a green bottle, right?
Maybe it's super dark green.
It's dark green. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's their standard, not light colored rum.
Yeah.
I love Diplomatico. That's kind of my go-to, especially for a rum old fashioned.
Yeah, from what I hear, it's a lot of people's go-to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a rum podcast. What are we doing?
Yeah, get out of here. Yeah. So I think we're getting pretty consensus. We got to close up soon because we're already over a half hour. We'd like to keep it to about a half hour.
A lot of chat
I would
today,
love
though.
to hear
Thanks.
your guys' scores.
Oh yeah, score. And give us a little thumbs up there on YouTube if you don't mind. That helps us out a lot.
I forgot. Smash that thumbs up button, guys.
Yeah,
Smash it so hard.
Smash that thumbs up.
Break your phone smashing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, I still laugh. There was one episode a while back where you were like, smash that whatever. And then you just immediately go, you don't have to smash it. Just press it lightly. Just like the way that you said it was perfect.
That's what all the YouTubers say, except they don't anymore, but it used to be a thing. Ben says he mentioned Plantation Overproof as well as Foursquare year release, which are amazing apparently.
Yeah.
Ben introduced me to Plantation Overproof, and it is good. But it also like will put me to sleep because of how it's like 140 proof basically. It's like 139 usually.
Oh dang.
It's good though. Mm-hmm. Miles says Neat's his favorite pour. Start putting in your scores, guys. I'm gonna formulate. Hopefully, I won't see anyone's answer yet.
Oh yeah, good call. I think I'm pretty honed in currently.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to influence anybody either, so I'll give everybody maybe about 30 more seconds before I start blabbing.
Okay, I have my score. Okay. Right. Do you want me to go first, or should we wait a little bit?
Yeah, go for it. I think we've given enough time.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8.3. I think it's good. I love complexity. I love the Armagnac notes. I love a good Armagnac. But there leaves something to be desired. Like I said, if you strip those things away, it's a kind of a lame aged vodka note. And what I mean by that is not a lot of flavor on the whiskey, a lot of oak in a weird way. But with the port and Armagnac finishes, it's doable. We got Lupin up there, whatever cat that is.
That's a Tonky up there.
Oh, Tonk.
Tonks.
But I might go lower than 8.3, but I'm just gonna say 8.3. Didn't blow my mind, but worth trying for a 16-year 120 proof whiskey. So yeah. What do we got?
Yeah, I gotta go 7.8. I'm high sevens, I'm below 8 because I think from a whiskey standpoint, what is this? I think it's only just kind of okay. It has a great fun factor though.
It does.
So like it gets good sentimental points for me, but I can't stand it against other like 8 out of 10 ratings for me, so I gotta put it just a little sub 8. So let's go 7.8 for me.
That's cool. I like that.
We got numbers all over the place though.
Miles, or no, we got Ben first score in 7.5 overall, but if with the cigar 8+. Miles says, I'll pull a coal and go to the hundredths. I love that. 9.05. Not yet a 9.1, but above a 9.0. I like that.
Nice.
Jim says 8.2. Max, generous 7.4, which I can respect. Dreamhouse says, I'm digging this. But I think it'd be great dessert whiskey. I agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
This isn't your standard, like, hey, I'm just going to drink this as a daily pourer, daily drinker. It's kind of one of those desserty ones. Ben mentioned very dessert-like dram, so he agrees. Sean says 6.5, not super good, dull sweetness, and none of the notes I look for. Proof does it no favors, but maybe it gets points for being able to proof it down and add ice and make something more than okay. I dig that.
Yeah.
Miles says it's just different from anything.
It is very different. And
that's kind of the thing. When I bought this bottle, I was like, it's different. And I don't expect this to be William Blue Weller. Um, but I think it was
But it's
at
like
least worth
Canadian
figuring
William
out.
LaRue Weller. No,
Would you
I'm
buy
kidding.
this? I believe it was about $100.
Oh,
Would you buy it?
I should have guessed, how much would I
Yeah.
pay for this before you said anything?
I
How
wouldn't pay
much would I
$100
pay
again for
for
this
this
for
without
sure.
thinking too hard? I think like 75 is probably my, like, threshold. Yeah.
It would have to be like 45 for me to be like,
Oh, okay.
done, Yeah.
Yeah, okay, alright, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Before all the ratings, though, just real quick, somehow we convinced Max to send us a couple more, samples here. Frey
Yeah.
Ranch. Cole, have you ever had any
Yeah, I
Frey
just saw
Ranch
that.
before?
Never.
Nice.
That's out of Nevada?
Nevada. Yeah, that's
Very
correct.
cool.
Yeah.
And apparently it is Frey Ranch. I always thought it was Fry Ranch
Oh.
because I know a guy named Matt Fry who is spelled that way.
Okay, gotcha.
But it is apparently Frey Ranch. Yeah,
Nice.
I think.
Miles
So
bought a
thanks,
peated
Max.
Rye too. Miles
Yeah,
and I
you
are
saw
peated
that?
Rye
Yeah.
bros. Nice.
So
Awesome.
let me know what you think, Miles. And I'm
Oh,
glad they shipped to North Carolina.
speaking of spending money, did anyone get a 13th Colony Cask Strength from Bourbon Outfitter this morning?
Oh no, did you?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
So we'll get
What's
to
the
try
proof?
that for the show and everything. The that new 13th Colony Cask Strength.
What's the proof on it?
One not very high, one mid
Okay, yeah, I think I
120s
remember it was
maybe?
like 126 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's like crazy high or anything.
Yeah,
I was
but
gonna
still.
Google it, but I just don't even want to do that right now. Yeah, I'm not sure there was an age statement
Ooh.
on it either, but
Max says I tried this specific, I assume for a ranch barrel in the Rick House and managed to snag 2 bottles of it. Oh, baby.
awesome.
Did you try it at cast strength? And is it at cast strength? That's
Did you
question.
try it straight from the barrel?
Dude, we should have put that. Dude, well, I guess we didn't. I don't know if we did we film that where you literally were where we were. I know we filmed with you popping the bung.
Yeah.
But did we?
You
film
kept it
drinking
going while I dipped the whiskey thief in. You kept it going.
We got to put
Yeah.
that on YouTube. Or,
But lesson learned,
Lisa's
you know
channel.
what we need to do is we need to bring a flask next time and then be like, oh, you mind if I fill this up too?
Drink no, like a big flask, like a
yeah. You know what we need to do? We need to bring about 30 sample bottles for drink
or
along.
just a big like handle bottle and like 1.75 or something like that. Just go at it. So guys, we are going late, but it is time to give in some hopes, and we'd love to list yours as we close it out. But I'm grateful to have you guys here. Grateful to drink along on a nice holiday Monday, and I hope you guys had a good time. But before I go to anything else, we'll get your hopes too.
Yeah, so I hope if it was news to anyone about the 13th Colony Cask Strength and you missed it on Bourbon Outfitter today, I hope you get lucky with the Seal Box lottery. It may or may not be too late. I don't know, but get in there and do like a notify me when this is available thing. And they might also include you in the lottery this coming week when they pull names for people interested in the bottles. So if you're interested, there you go.
You know what's coming next month? Batch 9 of Found North.
Oh yeah.
He said it's June release. So
if
anyone bought that or pre-ordered that, be excited for that. So
and we both did.
Yep. Yeah. I almost didn't realize until afterwards that like it was a pre-order. I thought it was like, hey, pre-order in the future for this. But it was
yeah.
Right then.
Well, I remember as soon as I saw my rejection email, I was like, pfft. And then like 2 minutes later, I went back to read it again. Like, yeah, but what did it really say though?
All right, guys. Well, I think we only got one because you guys are being lazy. No, I'm kidding. We got 2. No, we do. No, we only got 1. We should. Okay, so Miles, I'll skip Draymond's until I come back. But we should get a discount code for the Chill Filtered at Found North. So hopefully we'll figure out something like that. But there is a barrel pick coming. Hopefully by the end of the year from Found North with Chill Filter.
That's what they said.
So.
It'll be when they got us slated at least for the season 5. Season 5 is the weeded version of the Found North single barrels is season 5. And so they purposefully slid us up into season 5 so we could get a weeded single barrel.
Which is exciting. All right, I'm gonna go through the 3 hopes I got, or maybe 4. We'll start with Dramhound. Dramhound says, "I hope the Chill Filtered family has a great shortened weekend." Yeah, or shortened week. Yeah, because I was like, wait a second. And then Max says, "I hope Chill Filter does a Found North single barrel peg." So do I, but I expect it. Yes, I expect it, everyone. Ben says, "I hope everyone has some great summer fun in." Sean says, "I hope I can taste something from Found North sometime soon." I hope so too, Sean.
Yeah,
And I hope I
that'll
can
happen.
help with that.
Yeah.
Max says, "And I hope I get to help. Oh, that'd be killer, yo.
Phoenix
I mean,
meetup.
heck, dude.
Phoenix
Well, we should
meetup.
do that meetup. Yeah.
Yeah.
But any hopes, Bryan, before we close out?
I hope if everybody comes to Phoenix, we can throw a massive party in my house.
Yeah, with your new chickpea. Yeah.
Yeah. Should be the center of the party.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope Chickpea comes right at the point she is expected, because that would mean scrambling around on my point. But if she doesn't, that's okay. But most of all, viewers and great Patreon supporters and more, we hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. All right. We'll see you guys later.